Hey you guys, this is Beth from Dainty Daisy Merchandise. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm a part-time reseller and a stay-at-home mom. In today's video, we're going to be doing a 925 sterling silver cleaning competition between the Connoisseur Dazzle Drops Cream and the TarnX Tarnish Remover. I have a set of earrings here that are 925 sterling silver. Both have been cleaned with warm soapy water, and now we're going to take each product and see which one does the best job. And at the end, we will polish both of them up with the Connoisseur polishing cloth, and we will give a pros and cons list of each product at the end of the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these earrings and we're going to go ahead and use the Connoisseur cream drops. So I'll set the other one aside to be used on the TarnX, and this is our freshly washed 925 earring. As you can see, there's quite a bit of tarnish on it still, especially on the inside. These inside parts are pretty hard to clean, I've noticed, if you don't have a brush. So what we're going to do is read the directions on the back of the bottle. It says, shake bottle well, squeeze a small bead onto jewelry, brush the jewelry until clean, rinse and dry, repeat if needed. So let's go ahead and shake this up. Now that I think it's pretty shooken up, we're going to go ahead and squeeze a bead size amount on the front of this, and then we'll do the same thing on the back. Now we're going to squeeze another bead size amount on the back of this. I'm just going to try and get it really into the crevices in here. I do have a napkin put down just to protect my table. We're just going to scrub as much of this as we can. You can already see a lot of the dirt and grime coming right off of it already. We're just going to scrub it down as best we can with this little brush. All right, let's do one more round just to make sure that it's nice and clean. We're going to do it on this clean side over here. Let's go ahead and scrub it one more time. As you can tell already, it's just a very big difference just with this little cream. Now we're just going to dry this off. I still see a little bit of tarnish down at the bottom areas. I felt like I scrubbed that pretty good, but the inside is like, wow, what a huge difference. So this looks pretty good, I think, without even polishing it. So we're going to get our polishing cloth and we are going to give it a little polish, see if we can get any more of that dirt and grime, especially off the bottom. Ooh, see, it's still coming off. I know some people like to have a little bit of that tarnish on there, so I don't mind leaving a little bit on there. Get it as clean as we can. Okay, next we're going to take the little polishing cloth and we're just going to buff it up, make it really nice and shiny. This is the Connoisseur results. It did a wonderful job. It is very shiny now. I still do see some of these little marks on just on the insides in there. but really not bad and super easy and simple way to clean up your silver. All right, so here is a zoomed up of the cleaned Connoisseur one compared to the uncleaned one that we're going to clean with TarnX. So that's the front, and then the back looks really nice and cleaned up compared to how it was before. And let's go ahead and do the TarnX cleaner and see which one does a better job. Next is going to be our TarnX tarnish remover. So the directions on this one say wear household gloves in bold print. Unfortunately, I do not have household gloves, but we are going to use some Q-tips. So I won't have to actually touch it because this stuff is very, very strong. So always wear your gloves. Clean object first by washing in warm soapy water and drying thoroughly, which we've already done. You dip a cotton ball or soft cloth in TarnX and wipe on tarnished areas. Rinse thoroughly with cold water and wipe dry. For large items, apply TarnX about 1/3 of the article at a time and then rinse thoroughly. Do not soak any object in TarnX for over 2 minutes. And for heavy tarnished pieces, repeat above process until all tarnish is dissolved. So I've actually seen this like dissolve things instantly. It is wild what this can do. So we're going to be very careful when we handle this today. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some in the cap. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our Q-tip and we are just going to get a little bit on the tip here. Now this stuff is very strong smelling, so I suggest you doing this in a place that isn't going to stink up. But this is going to be very strong once you start cleaning up the jewelry. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take that and dip it in this cold water, do a little rinse. I'm going to do a little dry on there. Okay, and then we're going to, so that's the front so far. Now we're going to do the back. So I'm going to take my other side of my, and I'm just going to lightly dab it on. Okay, now we're going to grab a new Q-tip and I'm just going to dip it all the way in that water. Get it nice and cleaned off. Okay, so these are the results for the TarnX without being washed off. We're going to take a napkin and we're just going to dry it off. Okay, so these are the results without the cleaning cloth. It's pretty good. I want to say it's probably just as much of a clean as the Connoisseur without all the scrubbing. You're just kind of just dotting it with the Q-tip, and it's really easy to use and super effective. I barely had to do any scrubbing or anything like that, as you guys saw. And so now we're going to take our cloth and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to polish it up with the cloth and see the difference. So this was the other earring. So we're going to do this one on this side. So now we've done the cleaning. So this was the Connoisseur side and this was the TarnX side. I'd say they're about even. This is from another one. But I would say these are about even on the dirtiness still after the scrubbing and using the Q-tips. But wow, it sure is sparkly now. Let me do the hook just a little bit more on the edge. I didn't have to necessarily, I feel like, do that with the Connoisseur because I got to scrub it. Let's just keep wiping this down. Now we have both that are done. And let's see what we look like zoomed in next to one another. The first one is the TarnX, and as you can see, it's really got this silvery, really clean shine to it. I can really tell the difference between the two cleaners. This one's still got more of the tarnish on it, as you can see. Now, mind you, this was 2 rounds of the Connoisseur cleaner and then just 1 round of the TarnX cleaner. And you can actually just tell just a slight difference in color. And you can really more tell on the front than you can the back. Both cleaners are awesome cleaners, but if you're looking for something that isn't as strong smelling, then I would go for the Connoisseur. If you are looking for something that's going to be a really quick clean and something that's really just going to take all of that tarnish off, I would go with the TarnX. Now let's look at the pros and cons list for the Connoisseur Dazzle Drops. I loved that it smelled nice. All of the cleaning material is included. It's easy to use and it's also non-toxic. The cons for the Connoisseur Dazzle Drops would be that you have to really scrub your piece of jewelry that you're cleaning. You would also need about 2 to 3 rounds of scrubbing, and the brush that's actually included with the kit just isn't very comfortable to use for a long period of time. Now let's take a look at the TarnX. The pros list for the TarnX tarnish remover would be that you only need 1 round, in my opinion, most of the time. It is a very strong solution. It can also be used on other metals and gemstones, which I love that you can just use 1 solution to clean up almost all of the jewelry that you have. And it's also very easy to use. The cons list for the TarnX would be that the smell is very strong and can be pretty unpleasant, especially if you're in a closed-in location. You would need gloves when using this solution, and it could damage your silver or metals if left on for an extended amount of time. I hope you all enjoyed this video today. Please be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.